Psalm 99. The Lord reigneth, let the people tremble. He sitteth between the cherubims, that the earth be moved. The Lord is great in Zion, and he is high above all the people. Let them praise thy great and terrible name, for it is holy. The king's strength also loveth judgment. Thou dost establish equity. Thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. Exalt ye the Lord our God, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name. They called upon the Lord, and he answered them. He spake unto them in the cloudy pillar. They kept his testimonies, and the ordinance that he gave them. Thou answerest them, O Lord our God. Thou wast a God that forgavest them, though thou tookest vengeance of their inventions. Exalt the Lord our God, and worship at his holy hill. The Lord our God is holy. Psalm 100. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutations, and hopeful lick after pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Shah, Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful the believers, the listeners, Salaki, who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Shema Shah. What we're gonna get into today is on how, all right, Yahweh Shema Shah always intended for Israel to be a royal, all right, family. And when you go, all right, through the scriptures, you see that narrative never changes. You see, we fell away from their status due to disobedience, but it was a promise, that we will be made, all right, into a royal nation in the earth, and that's what's being formed, all right, amongst the elect. But before, all right, authority, goes humility. Before honor goes humility. So we're in a phase now, of humiliation, before their honor, which is being a royal family in the earth. You see, and it's going to be on a much grander scale, all right, even during the time of Solomon. And then, like, we see the rulership of Esau, Edom today is going to be on a far more, grander scale than that. Because within Esau's kingdom, is hidden, that, they have a nobility, it is hidden. That 1%, those elite bankers, all right, it's pretty much a hidden. That's why you hear the term deep state, shadow government, and all these different terms, all right. But it's hidden, but we're going to be upfront and straightforward. And it's going to be known that we are a royal people, a royal nation, all right. Because you look at Esau, Edom, he ain't got it, man. The average amongst our people, is going to be an extension, all right, of royalty. Every Israelite is going to be an extension of royalty in whatever form, all right, in whatever lot, that Yahweh Shema Shah has for each and every, Israelite, beginning with the men, all right. But in Esau kingdom, you have, you know, Joe Six Packs and, niggas that don't know what's going on. All right. No, in the kingdom, our people all is going to be an extension of a royal, all right, priesthood in the earth under Yahweh Shai. All right. So let's get it. So let's just walk it down through the scriptures. Let's go to the beginning. When you go to let me share the precepts. All right. Yeah, like I was saying, like when you see the average Edomite, you don't think of royalty, you know. You thinking damn pedophile, damn dweeb, you know. It's gonna be the complete opposite, within that kingdom. Now, let's go to the origin. All right. Let's go to the origin of it. Now, when you go to Genesis 17:1, it says, and when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, all right, the Lord Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect. Yeah. And walk goes to a lifestyle. You see, Abraham was chosen, all right, out of all the men on the earth. You see, he was chosen to do what, man? To start back that legacy, all right, of the sons of God. This legacy was revamped through Abraham, because you had Seth, you heard dealing with Seth in Genesis. What did it say? At the birth of Seth, how men began to call on the name of the Lord again. You see? And that same line through Seth, which goes to Noah, and through Noah, you have Abraham. All right, that line fell away from that legacy of calling on Yahweh Bashem Shai. That's why Abraham's father, Terah, was a worshiper of idols. He fell away from that legacy. But through Abraham, that legacy, all right, was revamped. Just like in this time. All right, we've been called and separated from our family to revamp that legacy of the sons of God. All right. Verse 2, and it says, and I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. You see, a father of many nations have I made thee. Now, when you go into Abraham, all right, which in the Hebrew is Abaram, but when you go into it, all right, when you go into it, all right, Abaram in the Hebrew, and it says father of a multitude or chief of a multitude. Yeah, because he was the beginning, all right, of us coming back to the legacy of the sons of God, and through him, there was a covenant and a promise established for a particular lineage. Now, you read it, it says a friend of the Most High and founder of Hebrew nation via the Most High's elective covenant. You see that? Elective covenant. And it was made with Abraham, all right, and it was passed to Isaac and Jacob. All right, we're going to prove that. All right, we're going to prove that, a few times over in this lesson, showing you that Christianity follows a completely contrary narrative, of the scriptures. You see? Now, let's read it. And it says, neither shall thy name anymore be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee, and I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings, you see that, shall come out of thee. Kings, plural, shall come out of thee, because we're the part of the promise was a royal nation. See, this wasn't a light conversation that Yahweh Bashem Shai was having with Abraham. No, this was very heavy. This is a very heavy promise and statements being made. All right. And kings, all right, plural, shall come out of thee, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant to be a power unto thee and to thy seed, all right, after thee. You see? And that covenant, all right, was passed down to Isaac and then given to Jacob. Now, we're going to go to Psalms and then we're going to go to another count dealing with Jacob. Well, let's just prove this real quick, you know? And you can't merge any other nation within the covenant, man. All right? It is what it is. You know, it was sealed off at the 12 tribes. You know, nothing else can come within that covenant. Now, this is Psalms 105 and 6. It says, O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen. He is the Lord, Yahweh Bashem al Shai, our power. His judgments are in all the earth. He have remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. You see? So when you go into the word confirm, it with Jacob, and we're going to get the account. All right. So you get that word confirmed in the Hebrew, which is all right. In the Hebrew is Ahmad. All right, Ahmad. And it says to stand, to remain, to endure, to take one stand. You see that? To remain, to endure, to remain with who? Jacob. So the covenant remained with Jacob and those 12 patriarchs, man, are the inheritance, you know, because every Israelite man and woman comes from, you know, one of those 12 patriarchs, which make up the 12 tribes. You see? Every Israelite goes back to one of those 12 men, which makes us what? Children of the promise, man. And part of the promise is we will be a royal nation, man. This is a royal family that we're a part of, man. All right? That's why the spirit it be so heavy on nigga culture, because that ain't us, man. You know? Nigga and thought, you know, feminist culture, that's not us, man. All right? That's a very low level base way of living. All right? So, yep. So it says to appoint, to ordain, to establish, all right, to maintain, to stand firm. So that covenant is maintained through Jacob, all right, through Israel. Now, let's get an account. Let's go to Genesis, all right, and we just walking it down, man. We're just walking it down. This is Genesis. All right. This is Genesis 35 and 9. It says, and the Most High appeared unto Jacob again. And when he had came out of Padanaram and blessed him, and the Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. Yeah, because Israel means what? Yasha Allah, he prince, all right, of the power. You see that? So their promise of royalty, rulership is being made with Jacob. Now, listen to what he tells Jacob. Verse 11, and the Most High said unto him, I am God Almighty, be fruitful and multiply, all right? A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. Wait a minute. That sounds very familiar. So let's just get it. All right. Let's just go back to Genesis 17 and read it again. So what was told to Abraham was told to Jacob, showing you the lineage, all right, that Yahweh Bashem al Shai is dealing with. Now, This is Genesis 17:6. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful. All right. He told Jacob, what? Fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. You see that? A royal family, and that same thing was told to Jacob. All right. Confirming what? Establishing what? That covenant. You see? So reading again with Genesis, and then we're gonna move on. This is Genesis 35 and 11. And the Most High said unto him, I am God Almighty. That's what he told, all right, Abraham. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins, man. You know? So it was always set up for us to be a royal, all right, nation. You know? Now, when you go to let's go a little further down, you know, showing the narrative never changed, man. Even it translates into the Old Testament. Now, this is the next chapter in the Bible dealing with Exodus. All right. And let's get straight to the point. All right, so let's just get straight to the point. Now, when you get Exodus 19 and 5, all right, it says, now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. All right, showing what? Above, you know, as rulership. For all the earth is mine, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. Now you can take the word kingdom out and just put a rulership. All right, because a kingdom is goes back into the word kingdom means what? A king domain. All right, the territory that a king has rulership over. You see that? And ye shall be a kingdom or a rulership of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children, all right, or the sons of Israel. You see? So even as Yahweh Shema Shai is making a covenant with Israel, all right, and this is, you know, this is centuries after, you know, he made the covenant Abraham and Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's saying the same thing here in Exodus, man, showing that what? The narrative is never changing about us being a royal family. Now, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go a little further down in the history, man. Let's go a little further. All right, when you get to, all right, 2 Samuel, because one thing about the scriptures, like when you go to Genesis and it goes into the promises, you know, dealing with Genesis 17, it talks about a nation of kings. The further you read into the scriptures, the more details the Most High gives about, all right, the promise, you know, of what's to come, you know, the more things, because as we read the scriptures, more things are revealed, you know, to our forefathers, the prophets, man, you know, concerning the same promise. Now, let's get to the point. 2 Samuel 7:16, and it says, "In thine house," and this is Nathan speaking to David. All right, and what is he doing? He's telling David, all right, what the Most High, you know, told him to tell him. And it says, "In thy house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee." Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So that means King David was promised, all right, by the Most High that he will have, all right, a rulership, and it's going to be established before him. It says, "Thy throne, all right, shall be established forever." You see? So David, all right, which comes from, all right, the tribe of Judah, was promised that his throne shall be established forever, because the throne, all right, of David is going to be occupied by who? Yahweh Shai, eternally. And this will be the highest throne in Israel. You see, this will be the throne, all right, that everyone has to answer to, all right, which will be occupied by Yahweh Shai. So the Most High established a covenant of kings with David because why? Yahweh Shai was going to come from that line, and fulfill that. You see, it says, according to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. You see that? So the Most High always had intentions of us, all right, being, all right, a royal family, man. But we fell away because of disobedience, but we're getting everything back, man. That's why as men, beginning with the men, there's a particular standard that the Lord expects of us, man. The women of Israel, there's a particular standard, all right, that's expected, man. As men of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, that's why, there's a lot of things within the scriptures before the going back to what I said earlier, before the honor comes humility. And see, a lot of humility that we receive is because of our discipline, because being disciplined within this society, it is looked at as a joke. Righteousness in this society, is demonized and talked down upon. So the humility, all right, the most of the humility that we receive is because of the standard we live by. But really, this is a royal standard, but this is a wicked, all right, and perverse rulership. Like I say, that's why with the men, there's particular things that we can indulge in, and particular things we got to fall back, because you got to understand the value of an Israelite man, all right, in his order, the value of an Israelite man in order, surpasses, any other man on the earth. You see? Because why? We come from a royal lineage, and the wisdom that we have is going to get the earth back in order. You see? It's much more than Jake can freestyle, Jake can be a good quarterback, nigga win the dunk contest. No, the wisdom that we have goes way farther than that. You see? And then the women of Israel, why it was important for them to be chaste, because they was used to do what, man? To populate the nation with more kings and rulers and more wives for those kings and rulers, So we're a royal family. There's a lot expected of us, man. We have a standard, all right, that we uphold, man. Because when you go to, all right, let's get this Jeremiah showing that it was always meant for us to be a royal family in the earth, man. You see, this is Jeremiah 2 and 21. It said, "Yet I planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?" You see that? Planted thee a noble vine, a holy and right seed. You see? So the whole nation of Israel was supposed to be an extension of a royalty, from the top king in Israel, all right, to the kings under them in their order, to everyone else, supposed to be an extension, all right, of a royal family. You see? A noble vine. It means the whole lineage, all right, supposed to be royal. So when you go, that's heavy. All right, so when you go into that word in the Greek, all right, it's on Sharak. All right, Sharak. All right, that's a good name. That'd be a good Hebrew name, Sharak. For the brother, Sharak. for Sister Sharak Akwath, a noble sister. Yep. Hey, but going into it, it says choice species of a vine, choice species of a vine, choice grapes. And what does the scripture say? Let's get that. Choice grapes. Or you get what's that? Second Esdras, the all right, second Esdras. And second Esdras 9. We'll get to the point. All right. This second Esdras 9 and 20. It says, so I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were coming to it. And this is talking in these times, dangerous times, man. And it says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of a cluster and a plant of a great people. See, so the Lord is doing what? He's planting us again as their righteous and noble nation. That's what's happening, man. All right. It's becoming more and more clear what the Lord is doing. All right, beginning with the men, then the women after that. All right, but it's becoming more and more clear what the Lord is doing in the earth, man. It go way beyond this current setup. How about Shema Shai has big plans for his nation, man, for his nation. It's a lot, he has big plans for his people, beginning with the elect, man. And it's far beyond this. That's why Yahweh Shai was like, I'm not of the world, just as they are not of the world. And it's talking about this society. We are not of this modernized society. All right. That's why it's getting very uncomfortable here, because we are not of this society. As we're being groomed back into that noble vine, this society becomes very uncomfortable to us, man. Reading on, and it says, verse 22, it says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. Yeah, and that's what the majority of our people that was born in vain. You see, Jake, if you're an Israelite and you're not being conformed back into nobility through faith and obedience to Yahweh B'Shem Shai, you're here for nothing. All right, you're a waste of space in the earth, man. And the Most High finna clear this space up. You see, and it says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. Let my grape be kept, and my plant, for which great labor have I made it perfect. You see, because through each reincarnation of the elect, the Lord was putting something in our spirit, man, whether it was suffering, whether it was through teachings. You see, the Lord is putting something in our spirit, making us what? All right, perfect. You see, and it's gonna be complete at the coming of Yahweh Shai when we're changed. But if you a nigga, all right, that still got a mind, of a damn degenerate, that chase the bag, clout, thug life, American culture, that spirit, or you a Israelite woman with the mind frame of a feminist, even if you're an Israelite, you got that feminist mind frame, or you just out here wilding, hot girl summer. All right, you're gonna be put to death, man, because you're not gonna be needed for what Yahweh B'Shem Shai intends to do with his people in the world to come. Because Yahweh Shai gonna conquer the earth. That ain't no that ain't no ifs, ands, or buts or maybes, man. All right, that's an absolute. That's gonna happen, and he's gonna establish a kingdom, and he's gonna take those choice. All right, going back to a noble vine, he's gonna take those choice species. All right, beginning with the men, to rule and inhabit the righteous kingdom. You see? you know? So let's go back. Because it was always set up for all right, for us to be a royal family, you know, and we'll get there. Let's get a couple precepts to back that up. Now, let's get matter of fact, before I get that, because the Lord through this word, you know, is planting us again as a royal family. All right. So let's get Isaiah 61. Yep. Now look at, you see the title, all right, of these precepts, exaltation of the afflicted. You see that? Exaltation. We're gonna be exalted, all right, to royalty. All right. This is Isaiah 61:1. It says the spirit of the Lord, all right. The spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and opening of the prisons to them that are bound. And that's why these lessons go out. You see, to preach good tidings, good news. We are born royalty. You see, and through Yahweh Shai, all right, our Savior, our big brother, we have access back to the Heavenly Father. We have access to a new covenant, which is based on better promises, because the laws will be within us and we won't be able to go off. You see, that's the good news. You see, it says to bind up the broken hearted, yeah, the broken mind, because you see our people, that their mind is broken, man. All of our minds were broken before we came into the truth, but this word is binding it up. You know, our people suffer from low self-esteem, you know, low self-image of self, you know, due to the media and, you know, what we inherited. You see, these false religions, you know, it says to proclaim liberty to the captives, and that begins with your mind, and to open the prison to them that are bound. See, we're not bound by what society tells us we are. You know, these religions and, you know, traditions of our forefathers that was off, man. You know, our parents, grandparents, you know, they was off. You know, some of them sincerely off. You know, some of them just bugged out now because each generation gets worse. You know, but they was off. We're not bound to those traditions anymore. You see, we serving Yahweh Bashim Al Shai in truth and in sincerity, in the spirit. You see, because before we can be conformed back to this royal family, we had to be loose, all right, from this prison, all right, and this slave way of thinking, you know, and all these lies and deceptions, all right. It says to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord Yahweh, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. See, and that's what's happening. You know, we're getting our beautiful culture back, our beautiful inheritance as a people back. We're getting that back, man. That royal way, you know, their way of integrity, man. You see, we're getting that back. It says, now this the point, that they may be called, all right, the trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, that he may be glorified. Yeah, we're going to be established in righteousness. We're being planted in righteousness, man. All right, they're royal and noble way. All right. Now, come on, man. God damn. Let's go from there. And this was the Lord's intention. See, that's what we're getting back to, and let's prove it. Now, when you go to Isaiah 60, let's get there. Isaiah 60. Hmm. Hold on real quick. All right. And you see the beginning, you know, the titles. It says they glorify Zion. You see? So when you read down, let's get to the point. Well, I read a few of them. I started 14. It says the sons, this is Isaiah 16:14. The sons, all right, the sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. Yeah. So we're gonna go from being despised, you know, the the nation not desired, as the scriptures say, you know, because the energy in the earth is pretty much outside of entertainment or working. You know, no one's checking for Jake, man. It is outside of entertainment and being, all right, a laborer. No one is checking for our people, man. You know, they don't want you to stay in their neighborhoods. They don't, you know, you can understand, you know, why, all right, people hate niggas, but every single Israelite not, you know, like that stereotype, but there are a lot of them that are, you know. But just speaking overall as a nation, they don't want you living with them, all right? They don't want you getting, you know, to the status that they are in society, you know. They're despised. All right, we're despised. But see, those same people that despise us is going to be servants. Why? Because we're going to be promoted to what? Royalty. It says, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Al Shai, the Zion, all right, of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken. You see that? Because it said the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Why? Because now we're being grown back to that nobility, that royal, all right, that royal standard. You see? There won't be no more niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. No. All right. We're gonna have royal titles, kings, lords. All right. Royal titles, man. And it says, where thou has been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Yeah, let's go to eternal excellency. Look at the word excellency. All right. It says exaltation. You see that? Majesty, pride. You see that? Majesty. You know, we're going back to the royal way. And it's gonna be in righteousness, man. You see, it's gonna be in righteousness, man. We have a great promotion coming. You see, but it starts now. We're being groomed now. You know, so get a few more before we close it out. You know, just want to touch on this. This is Isaiah 32 and 1. It says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, Yahweh Shai, and princes shall rule in judgment. And this is what's coming. You know, this is what we're being prepped for, man. Understand what you're a part of, man. It's way bigger. You know, it's way bigger than the Mercedes Benz. You know, it's way bigger than the damn Mercedes Benz, man. This is Psalms 122. All right, this Psalms 122 and 5. Get to the point. It says, for there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David. Yeah, there are set thrones, which means there's a position of rulership, all right, that's reserved for the house of David, man, the elect, man. Those men, the government body of Israel, there's a set, all right, there's a reserve, in the earth, there's a fixed place for the rulership of the house of David, man. That's what we're coming back to, man. All right. So let's go from there. Let's get this 2 Peter, get 2 more close out. Show you that the narrative never changed. in the scriptures. And then First Peter. All right. First Peter 1. First Peter 2. All right. This is the book of First Peter, chapter 2, verse 8. I'll start at 9 and get straight to the point. It says, but ye are a chosen generation. See, this is a generation in which the Lord will extrapolate, all right, their royal seed, man. The elect is their royal, all right, seed that's being extrapolated from everyone else. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. See, we've been called out of darkness. All right. I say street culture, nigga culture, the American dream, the American way, the politics, Democrat, there's darkness, man. Christianity, witchcraft, Islam, Pan-Africanism, that's all darkness, man. We've been brought into the light. No, we're a royal, all right, priesthood, man, and holy nation. You see, we've been brought into that light, man. Now we have a way above, we have an above way of thinking now. You see, and this gonna be the end game, all right, and it's already written. We playing it out. We just pray to endure to be a part of it, because this gonna happen. We just pray, that we're within this number, man. It's gonna happen. The thing is just, staying in tight. All right. Now this is Revelation 5 and 9. It says, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seal thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us. All right. And this is the angel speaking in our stead, redeem us. All right. The elect. You see, the elect of Israel, to the Most High by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Yes, the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai brought us back to this promise, man. And you see, this was his sacrifice was the blood required for this New Testament. And it says, verse 10, and has made us unto our power kings and priests in the earth, and we shall reign on the earth, man. A royal family, we're going to reign, all right, in the earth, So I just want to, go through that, Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters were edified, man. We're a royal family, and Yahweh Shem Shai is making good on his promise, to our forefathers, man. We are the children, all right, of the forefathers, all right, of promise, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. And we are a royal family, and we're getting back to that. So I just want to bring that out, Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters were edified once again, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, GMS, rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful to the next time. Shalom.